Hi friends, I'm Jennifer Scott and welcome back to my channel, J Scott Beauty. Well, if you haven't been here before, then welcome. This channel is all about skincare, makeup, growing old gracefully, and not taking any of that too seriously. So right off the bat, I'm gonna give you all an apology. This hair is a freaking bird's nest and I am sorry. I actually didn't intend on filming today and I just sat down and started putting makeup on, and then I was like, well, girl, you got a full face. You might as well film. Unfortunately, I let the hair just do what it wanted to do. I didn't do anything to it. And she looking like Broomhilda. I'm super sorry, but what are you gonna do? So recently I was looking back at my very first video, and I believe it is called like my number one, favorite anti-aging ingredient or something like that. And to this day, well, and probably for the rest of my life, it's going to be my number one ingredient. It's retinoids. And I still feel so passionately about them because I really think they make a difference for me that I thought maybe we would go over it again in just a little different way. Now, I'm sure for some of you, you're like, yep, I do my retinoids every night before bed. I'm good. And to you, I say bravo. The only other thing I'm going to ask you is, are you wearing your sunscreen? Because honestly, if you're using your retinoids, you better be using your sunscreens because there's no reason otherwise. Your retinoids make your skin super sensitive. Photoaging can happen even faster, so you need to protect your skin with sunscreen. And I know for a lot of us, we're like, oh, I don't like the way it feels on my face, blah, blah, blah. I have another video that I did a while ago called I Hate Sunscreen. So that'll give you some options of sunscreens that don't, give you that awful sunscreen experience. And I'm actually testing out some new sunscreens that I will be, bringing to you in the future. Things that I think are going to be worthwhile for you to try to protect your skin. Because what is the point of buying all these active ingredients, putting the effort in morning and night, and then letting the sun do damage on top of it? Like, there's no point. So, girl, get your sunscreen on your face. So here's the thing about retinoids. A lot of people are questioning, when should I start them? Should I start as a teenager? Should I start in my 20s? Honestly, that's between you and your dermatologist. This is a serious conversation that you should have with your dermatologist because you don't want to do damage to your skin. You and your dermatologist know your skin best, so make sure you consult with them before you start using retinoids. I'm just here to let you know some of the products that I've been using in the spectrum of retinoids, how they've worked for me, and what I think you can expect from them. Now, from my point of view, you don't need to start retinoids until at least your mid-20s to your early 30s. What you do need to be doing is using sunscreen because that is going to be huge. So if you've been using sunscreen basically your whole life, your skin is going to be in much better shape and is really going to react beautifully when you start using your retinoids. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if the retinoid that you hear about most often is Tretinoin, because that's the gold standard. That's the number one, the favorite, the one everyone wants to use. And hands down, Tretinoin is the bomb. It's the shit. It is all that. Of course you're going to want it. Everybody talks about it all the time. The thing with Tretinoin is you can't just start using it. Like, you can't just go in on your lovely skin that has never had retinoid on it before and go in with Tretinoin. You're going to have a terrible experience. What you need to do is gradually work up to it. And that can take a long time. I mean, that can honestly take you a year. But taking all that time isn't going to be a waste. It's really going to be building your skin, getting it ready slowly and gently, working on the production of collagen, gently taking care of fine lines. It's going to be slow, but it's going to be worth it. Now, for those of you just jumping in, never had a retinoid on your face before, I think you should go in with something very gentle. Now, bakuchiol is a very, very gentle ingredient, and technically it's not a retinoid or retinol at all. This is a plant-derived product, and what it really does is it kind of helps to slightly resurface your skin. I find that it just makes my skin softer, a little more luminous. It's almost like the precursor to what's going to happen when you go in with your retinoids or retinols. Now, because my décolleté is so sensitive, I like to use it there. I rarely go in with retinoids and retinols on my décolleté, but I do want to work on the surface appearance. Now, because this is such a gentle ingredient, it's going to take you probably using the whole bottle before you actually see any real differences. and that's okay. That's the one thing we all forget. We all, use something for 2-3 nights, maybe a week, and we're like, I don't see any difference. I'm not using this. Well, that's kind of a problem. It's not uncommon for an ingredient to take 3 months before you start to see any real changes in your skin. Now listen, if you're one of those people who is impatient and needs it right now, by all means, talk to your dermatologist about getting some sort of laser resurfacing. That's going to give you results within a week. I mean, you're going to have probably a little bit of downtime with redness, irritation, whatever, but in a week, you're going to have glowing, gorgeous new skin. I mean, it's going to cost you like $2,500, but whatever. If you don't have the time to wait, definitely look into something like laser resurfacing. Now, for the rest of us who need to mind our pockets, there's nothing wrong with using your over-the-counter products to start. So if you're sensitive or just dipping your toe, Bakuchiel is a great place to start. Now, once you've completely gone through your first product, you've used it all, usually your skin is going to have a little more resiliency. It's going to be a little stronger, so you can go up to the next level. Now, I like products like these, any sort of retinol that comes in a moisturizer. Now, the second product you use is probably going to have a slightly stronger retinol, and I love when it comes in a form that has lotion in it. When you use retinols, you can get sensitizing, irritation, flaking, and you want to combat that so that you have the best experience that you can have. Because honestly, when you get that redness and itching and flaking and irritation, you're going to want to stop using it. I've been there. I've done that 100 times. But what's important to remember is how you use the product. So about a month ago, I purchased this Paula's Choice Barrier Repair Moisture with Retinol. If you saw my recent K-Beauty haul video, you'll know that I had messed up my skin barrier. I went a little ham with some products, and I needed to have some gentle products to kind of get me back to normal. I am back to normal, and in doing so, I wanted to be able to gently go back to retinols, so I purchased this. This is lovely. It's a light lotion with a retinol in it. So far, my experience with it has been really great. I haven't had any itching, I haven't had redness, irritation, flaking, all of the blah, blah, blahs that sometimes happen with retinols. This is nice and gentle, and because I had messed up my skin, I didn't want to go back in with my Tretinoin straight away, because that could have taken me right back to where I was. I mean, if you screw up your skin barrier, you kind of got to dial it back and work your way back up. So if you're just starting out in the retinol game, or you're getting back into it and you don't have normal sensitive skin that is, very prone to redness or irritation or tingling or any of that when you use a new product, then you can start with something like this. Now, there are plenty of brands that have lotion/retinol combinations, Olay, L'Oreal, La Roche-Posay. There's tons of them to choose from. For me, I've been using this one. I love it. I've had no problems, so I have no problem recommending it to you. One of the things I love about it, it's 1.7 ounces, so you get a good amount of product. I usually do 3 pumps for my entire face, and it sinks in beautifully. If my skin's not feeling dry that night, then I won't even bother putting like a thicker, more occlusive moisturizer on top. This is usually just perfect for the last step in my nighttime routine. Now, when you're ready to step it up to the next level, a Dappling Gel, or different as a brand name, is one of my favorites. So this is like a gentle derivative from vitamin A or Tretinoin. It used to be a prescription, but it's now over the counter. I usually get it at either Target or CVS. It's around $25 or $30 depending on where you get it. Now for me, this I use in targeted areas. Obviously it's great if you have any breakouts, you can just spot treat it, awesome. But because my dermatologist told me, I use this around the eye area. So most retinols you're not supposed to take up past your orbital bone, because past that is where you have very delicate fine skin and you do not want to irritate that. I mean, I may have done that once. But Dappling Gel is amazing for the crow's feet area and any fine lines that you might be starting to get around here. It is shocking to me how well this works. Now, it's not indicated to be used for that purpose. My dermatologist told me that I could, so that's why I do. So if you're looking to treat fine lines and crow's feet, I totally recommend this. And it's also great for around the mouth. And this lightweight gel texture just sinks into the skin. I have no itching, irritation, or anything with it. This is literally always in my drawer. I live and die by this. Now for me, when I want to step up from a retinol that's in a lotion, I go to a straight retinol product. For me, I use the Naturium Retinol Complex Cream. Now this comes in a 1.7 ounce size, which of course I love. I want all of my cream products and active ingredient products to be at least 1.7 ounces. 1 ounce just makes me mental because I go through it so quickly and it kind of seems expensive. But the Naturium line is super affordable. I'm sure most of you know by now that I am a Naturium affiliate. There is a link down below if you'd like to make any purchases through them. If you do, it supports my channel, but you don't have to. You can definitely just go straight to the site yourself. Now, this retinol cream I find to be very gentle. I have no issues with this whatsoever. But don't forget, I've been using retinols, retinoids forever. So normally I don't have issues. So if you're just starting out, you're going to want to take it easy. I would suggest using this only once or twice a week and seeing how your skin reacts to it. And after a couple weeks, you can add another day, say doing it every other night. Just make sure you're not using it on the nights you're using AHAs. The two together is too much stress for your skin. But what retinols do love is their best friend, niacinamide. Holy crap. If you're using a retinol, I highly recommend you use a niacinamide with it. The two pair so beautifully. When I'm using both, I can actually tell that my skin barrier is getting stronger, my sebum production is controlled, my hyperpigmentation starts to lighten a little bit, I get a beautiful glow to my skin, and I know that like below the skin surface, it's actually helping with cellular turnover and promoting the production of collagen, which is what I really, really want. So it's one thing to get rid of or target the fine lines on your skin, but what you really want is the collagen production below your skin surface to be going on all the time. As we age, our collagen production slows down dramatically. So triggering it with products like these is huge for anti-aging. When your skin is producing more collagen, that actually plumps up and fills in those fine lines. So when you're targeting the lines on the surface of your face with a retinol or a Dappling or Tretinoin, you will see a reduction in the lines. But when you're actually working on building collagen below the surface to plump up those lines, oh my gosh, the difference is night and day. And honestly, if you're using a combination of niacinamide and retinol 3 to 4 times a week, you will see a tremendous difference in your skin in a month. And in 3 months, you will be so happy. For anyone who knows me, I can go on and on and on about the benefits of retinol. If you're not using retinol in your 30s and onward, what are you doing? But to those of you who are already in your 40s, 50s, 60s, and you're like, ugh, I never did it. I didn't do sunscreen when I was younger. What's the point? The point is, if you start now, you're going to be effing blown away. And by the time you're able to work up to a prescription strength Tretinoin, oh my God. It's sometimes shocking to me, like what my skin is still capable of. And whenever I stop using this for a while and I go back to it, within like 2 weeks, I'm always like, why did I stop? Now, if you're going to take away anything from this video, please take away 2 things. Start very slowly and gently. Don't go ham. Don't go full force asking your doctor for Tretinoin and then freaking your skin out. Start gentle. And by all means, please use your sunscreen. Not only will it protect your skin from the damaging rays that are just going to make the hyperpigmentation come back and make you photosensitive and burn your skin, but additionally, because you're protecting your skin, you're actually going to see the results from using your retinols much quicker. I mean, if you're going to all the trouble of using these products, you don't want the hyperpigmentation to come back, you don't want the wrinkles to come back, and you don't want to get a sunburn. Now here's the thing, we're all aging. By the grace of God, we're all going to keep getting older, but our skin doesn't have to show our age. I am totally happy with getting older. I just don't want to look old. Now, if you're fine with your wrinkles, you do you, boo. I've got no problem with you having wrinkles, but for me, it's not the look I want. I want to protect my skin, I want to age gracefully, and honestly, I really want my makeup to look good. Those fine lines and wrinkles are a battle with makeup, and you all know how I feel about makeup. So really, my vanity is all about keeping my skin the best it can be so that my makeup looks the best it can be. And whatever you do, do not be negative about your skin. No one has perfect skin. You will never see me using a filter on my channel or in any of my posts. The only thing I have is my phone and my lights. I see no point in not being truthful about my skin. Am I starting to get fine lines? Yes. Am I working to combat them? You betcha. I'm staring down the barrel at 51 years old next month. Do I want to look 51? Not really. Am I going to do everything I can to not like 51? Yep. Now listen, I may be delusional, but let me live there. So if you're ready to start your retinol journey, go in gentle and become best friends with your dermatologist, So he'll give you a Tretinoin prescription in the coming months. We all want instant gratification and we want to see results ASAP. But the best thing about retinols, you absolutely will see improvement in your skin month after month after month, gradually, gently, and with consistency. Now, of course, there's a shit ton of other products I use for fighting all sorts of other, signs of age on my skin. But retinols, hands down, number one. You cannot pry it out of my cold, dead hands. Now, if you're a retinol lover, let me know in the comments below what products you're using. And if you're just about to tiptoe into using retinols, let me know. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to help, or at the very least, I can give you links to my favorite articles. Skincare is a journey. Do not beat up on yourself. My skin changes from day to day, and so will yours. Now, if you have questions about any of these products, leave them in the comments below. I will leave links to them in the description box. And give me a thumbs up if you found this helpful. Thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you real soon.